Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world and how's things where you are? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is good in your world. A couple of months ago, we talked about it's been a year since I stopped taking my medication, and that actually was like a month early. And so now it's been past a year, and I wanted to kind of retouch up on a couple of things. The main reason that I stopped taking it, one was my life was in a position where I was not, the stresses on my life were significantly reduced to the point that I was able to self-care more, and I was able to moderate my moods better than I had been, so the drugs weren't needed anymore. So I thought. But the main reason was they really dramatically stifled my creativity. I was on a drug called Lexapro, which is it's used for general anxiety disorder as well as major depressive disorder. So it's kind of a twofold drug, and in that, I've heard of it. It is, I think, technically labeled as an antidepressant, but I've also heard of it by doctors don't like to refer to SSRIs as antidepressants because that implies that's what they do, is they make you less depressed. And while that is a side effect of what these drugs do, that is not all that they do. And they are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and so they prevent they allow the serotonin to stay in the blood-brain barrier longer, which means they're not being absorbed, which means we don't know what that means, right? There's a lot of side effects to that. And for some people, it means that it helps mood. The thing is, it kind of dulls mood. So if you're bipolar, for instance, you have these extreme highs and extreme lows. That's what bipolar means. You'll have these manic episodes where you're just like, I'm the king of the world, I can do anything, and I'm going to accomplish everything. And then you'll crash, and you'll have this extremely low point where you're like, I hate everything in this planet. And people who go through that sort of swing often like self-harm or quit their jobs and move on with life. They're very chaotic. And I was never that way, but my creativity was my mania. I did have manic episodes, but it was not like I had no delusions of grandeur or anything like that. I was just really focused on stuff. And the medication that I was on took a lot of that away from me. It took all of it away. And with it went my drive for creativity. And I said a few months ago, I actually said last year, like within months of stopping the medication, that I felt more creative. And I guess I did, but not like I feel right now. And the problem that I'm having with right now is I have this really deep desire to create. And by that, I mean anything, like art, music, video, written prose, poetry, games. I have a really deep desire to create something. I just haven't found the thing. And so I have these droning thoughts. I'm still thinking about the book I started last year. I'm still thinking about the music that I would like to play. Piano, I used to play piano. I'd love to play piano again. I'm still thinking about woodworking projects that I want to complete. I'm still thinking about games that I want to design. But I have no drive. And that's the problem. Like, I have this really deep urge to create, but I have no outlet that isn't interesting to me, that has captured my attention. Like, I've become a consumer. And that's something that I wasn't for the majority of my life. I was never able to sit down and just like, I would read books, but I was never able to sit down and just watch TV for hours, and now I can do it. And while I enjoy that time and it gives me a chance to kind of relax, I also feel like I'm not getting anything accomplished. I've told you dozens of times I don't make a lot of money, and I've been trying to push myself forward career-wise. I've been trying to find outlets that could afford me better income so that I can pursue more leisure time, because as somebody mentioned in the past, like I would do work, and then I would come home and work to try to make up for the income I'm not making. And the question is why? Like, why don't I try to find a job that makes the income that I need, and then I have more leisure time? And that that rung really true to me. So I was spending a lot of energy lately learning and progressing my skill set so that there's opportunities, for me if I have those skills. But I still have this really deep set desire to create something. I just haven't figured it out yet. I have this game design that's been slow rolling in my head for months, and I haven't even put pen to paper. I just let it sit there, let it stew, because I don't want to start another thing that I'm not going to finish. Like I've got plenty of those. I've got plenty of things that need to be finished. But man, the creativity has somewhat returned. It's just the drive to do anything with it, and I think it's mostly confidence. I think it's I think it's confidence. I think confidence is the reason that I'm not pursuing. So hopefully that returns. That wasn't stolen by the medication. That was stolen by situation. I lost all of my confidence because of the situation that I found myself in, and I don't believe in myself very much. I'm starting to believe in myself again, but not like I used to. I used to believe in myself, not to an unhealthy level. I've never been like a egomaniac or whatever, but I did have belief in myself. I had belief in my abilities that I lost years ago. So we're working on that. But that drive is there. I just have to figure out a way to. I have to find an outlet for it. I don't know what it is yet. I think the problem with it is I don't want to start something that is not going to have traction. I've started a million things that get zero traction. We do this. I don't get a lot of traction here. I get enough that gives me the energy to continue doing it. But I think when you're a creative, when you want to make something for consumption, everybody wants a larger audience, right? If I'm going to write a book, I want people to read it. I don't want to write a book to sit on a shelf, right? Same thing like with this show or with anything else that I've tried to do, blogs and apps that I've tried to build, websites I've tried to build. If I do it, it needs to have a purpose, and if it doesn't ever attract anybody, then it's just a failure in my eyes, and I let it go. So I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling. I don't feel great. I got some drainage happening. This is Yogi brand ginger tea, and it's got like black pepper and stuff in it. It's really been helping my throat. Just straight, no sugar. It's pretty bitter, but it does seem to help. So hopefully I don't get any more sick. So thank you for being here, as always. Thank you for being my best friends and coming back and checking up on me. I really appreciate you. Thank you for leaving likes and comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow. Alexa, tell me a random fact.
The sky is blue because the molecules of the atmosphere scatter blue light more than other colors. So when you look away from the sun, more blue is knocked off course into your eyes.
When I look away from the sun, why would I look at the sun? I don't want to damage my eyes.